Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday to you. Jacob is here once again. I'm happy that you're here with me. And I hope that you in your relationship right now are thriving. I hope you're happy. I hope you're not miserable. I hope you don't feel alone. And I hope that if you're having a hard time in your relationship right now, that you get a little piece of paper and a pen and start writing some things down, because I'm going to give you a couple of tips about how to make a relationship work. That's right. I've had troubles in my relationship. Right? A lot of people don't know. I'm going to give you a little inside scoop, okay? My first wife took off. I became a single daddy, a full-time daddy, raised my little Noah and my little Shiloh, all my own, little baby with a daddy like me. And I did it. And then I moved to Long Island so that they would be closer to their mother, so they can establish a good relationship with her. But this daddy of the year, right, met mommy of the year, and she had custody of her son, Anthony, and we became an instant family. Now, that's difficult, right? Already went through one wife leaving me, saying that, wasn't going to work. And now I'm in another relationship that her relationship fell apart too. Now, I don't know if you know about the statistics of divorce and relationships, but, people have a tendency of doing the same thing again and again and again, and making the same mistakes again and again and again, and creating the same misery again and again and again. And if you're one of those people, then pay attention, because, and this advice is free, and I'm giving you honestly from my heart here, because I know that it works. I saw myself making the same mistakes in my relationship with Danielle, and she saw herself making the same mistakes with me. And there was even a time when she, I got to get away from you, and you're this and you're that. And I'd say, oh no, and I got to get away from you because you're this and you're that. There was a time when we actually, we even wrote up some papers thinking of getting a separation. Terrible time. I was heartbroken. But I said, no, because I know better. I allowed this nonsense, I allowed this world and the programming of this world, which has programmed us all to believe that we're supposed to be miserable, which has programmed us all to believe that we don't have to sacrifice, that we don't have to forgive and be patient, that we don't have to try to understand another person's point of view, that it's our way or the highway. We've been programmed that you'll be happier alone. You've been programmed that if it's not working, you just break up. You've been taught that because the system doesn't want a cohesive family unit. Because if families are together and they're strong, then they produce children that are strong, that can think, and that can be leaders instead of followers, enslaved to a system that is just consuming us up, because we're what? Consumption. It's all about us working hard like little hive mind bees, and then spending the money to make them richer. And if you're in a stable family environment, you might be a little smarter than that. You might, strive for more, believe more, understand that you are more. And you might not make the same mistakes that other relationships have made, which is why there's so many children without parents that are together right now. And that's okay. I'm one of them, right? I just won the lottery and lucked out and got to raise my children, because I couldn't imagine. I didn't have a father in my life. So important today. I get so many emails from so many of you that are having troubles in their relationships. And I even have friends of mine and family members and people close to me that are struggling, and they want so badly to blame the other. It's the other person's fault. See, now let me tell you how a marriage works, right? You want to know how to make a marriage made in heaven? It's very simple. First of all, you got to stop seeing the worst in the person that you're with. There's a great passage in Scripture, judge not lest you shall be judged. So how you judge a relationship to be is exactly what you will get. If you say that he will never change or she will never change, they will never change. You see, you got to understand, if you've been in this channel long enough, you understand that hopefully you understand that you are more, and that you have power over your life, and you have power over your surroundings. That all things were given to the Son for the Son, because all things exist in Christ, right? Everything. We move, we breathe, and we have our existence in God, and everything was made for us. The Scriptures say that man was given dominion. The problem is, Everyone has been tricked into exercising dominion when it comes to misery, when it comes to pain, when it comes to fear, when it comes to shame, when it comes to hate, when it comes to anger, when it comes to bias. And love is lost, and compassion is lost, and forgiveness is lost, and patience is lost, and being strong for your mate if they're having a hard time is lost. So here are a couple of tips, okay? First off, stop thinking the worst. Second of all, remember the past doesn't exist. The devil's spell backwards is lived. Just because something happened a certain way in the past doesn't mean that it has to happen that way again. We are the masters of our ship. We are in charge here. We are bigger than our thoughts. When somebody does something that sets us off and we get angry and this negative thought pops into our head saying, oh, well, tell them about that and don't let them get away with this. That thought, we don't even know where that comes from. Some people will say that that is programming. Freud would say that it was the id, right? It in Latin, that voice in your head. Some will say it is the devil, the prince and the power of the air waves. We've been manipulated. We've been controlled. We've been brainwashed to be miserable. And that's why so many are hurting today. You've believed your life is less than it can be. You've believed that you can't get ahead. You've believed that you can never make it work with this person or that person. And then you go and you make the same mistake with others because you have not loved. That's what it boils down to. Believe me when I say that I have had hard times in my relationship. I have made mistakes in my relationship. I have been in hell in my relationship. But I turned it around. And so can all of you when you understand that you are in control of your life and your relationship. And that whatever you say, the power of life and death is in your tongue. Whatever you say about your spouse, about your so-called loved one, you want to paint them out to be a monster. You want to tell everybody how terrible they are. And then when they act that way, you say, you see, I told you. Never once thinking that maybe you judged them the wrong way. Or you judged her the wrong way. And you got exactly what you believed. Because with faith, all things are possible. I'm coming on here every week, people. And now on Sundays, I'm trying to speak a little more plainly to you because I want you to take it. For those who are ready, take it to the next step. It's time to enter that kingdom. It's time to enter that rest. That light that I've been talking about, that Christ in you, the hope of glory. If you're saying, teach me the truth no matter what the cost, and you're looking for more, and you're not listening to the lies of religion, and you're seeking God in all things, you're going to understand that right now is the day when you are entering into the light and in a way that has never been available to any of us before. You can turn your relationship around. That's easy. But you can also change the world. If you have faith the size of a mustard seed, no. That's what a lot of people will say. It's about the size of your faith. No, as a mustard seed. If you have faith as a mustard seed, because a mustard seed knows it's going to be a mustard tree. If you understand that your spouse can turn it around, they're going to turn it around. And you're going to help them to do that because you understand that your spouse is also your garden that you were given. So how are you sowing? How are you sowing into the one that you say that you love? Are you telling them? Are you telling them who you want them to be? You are the most caring. I see what you've done. I see that you're tired, that you worked hard today. I understand that you're a little short with me right now. What can I do to make things better for you? When I stopped being selfish in my relationship, and I was, because it takes two to tango, baby. Danielle and I were both wrong in our problems. But when one person is strong enough to take the load off of the other, they say, as Christ loved the church, husbands, love your wives as Christ, to sacrifice your life for the one that you say you love. And what does sacrificing your life mean? Does it mean that, you get to be a doormat, you get to be abused? I'm not talking about staying in abuse. But let me tell you something. If you're funneling out verbal abuse and you're getting it back in return, that is called reaping what you have sown. You could turn it around by changing the tune. You got to understand that the person you love, just like you, we've been manipulated, we've been brainwashed, we've been conditioned to be miserable and to blame and to shame. It's time we change our words. It's time we change our words. It's time that we have love for our spouse like we have for our children. If your spouse does something wrong, do you forgive him or do you hold on to it? You hurt my feelings, so now I'm gonna hurt yours.
Well, you made me feel really bad, so you don't forget you. Well, I'm not gonna get you those roses, like I said.
If you want your relationship to be like heaven, then you have to act like an angel. But if you want it to be hell, just continue on like the devil that you've been programmed to be. But you are more. The day that we're in is so important. The day that we are in is so beautiful. And it's right now waiting for all of you to take hold. And let me tell you something, it's not going to be easy. You can't just change bad habits that you've been doing for years and years and years and years and just think that, oh, well, I did it right this time, but they didn't react the right way. You've got to continue. You have to endure. I put out a tweet the other day. Those who endure are victorious until the end. And those thoughts that come into your head telling you how bad somebody is, oh, this person is so bad, this person is, look at what they're doing, blah, blah. Those thoughts, they're probably not even you. They've been programmed since you were a kid. Tree of knowledge of good and evil. You've been told what to think for too long. It's time to start thinking yourself, and it's time to take your relationship to new heights. So you can come on here and tell me, as I'm telling you, that the the Danielle, my love, my life, my wife, who once probably hated me, best thing that's ever happened to me. And I'm the best thing that's ever happened. And right now in our relationship, it is better than it's ever been. And it's been this way for so long that every day I do feel like I'm in heaven on earth. Because that's what heaven is. Righteousness, peace, and joy. It's not meat or drink, as they say. It's not revelry and craziness and playing the harp. It is right here and right now. It's time to wake up, people. I love each and every one of you. I hope you do subscribe. Don't forget to buckle up. The days that we're in, they're kooky, right? But buckle up. Be strong. Be secure in a relationship. Have a little bit of faith that what you're doing is going to bring you to a better place. A better day is waiting. A better relationship is just one thought away. But that thought has to continue on and on and on. And remember, if anything brings you fear, it's not God. Because God doesn't give us the spirit of fear, and that's what thoughts are. My words are spirit and truth, Jesus said. And what are words but spoken thought? Spirit. God doesn't give us a spirit of fear. So anytime that you have shame, anytime you have fear, anytime you think the worst about the one that you're supposed to be loving, it's not coming from God, and it's definitely not the truth. So let it go and judge not, lest you shall be judged. I love each and every one of you. Please do pass this around if you know somebody who's having a little bit of a problem in their relationship today. I hope that this helped, and I hope that you just do it already, because I'm tired of seeing people suffer. And I know that it works. And this advice was free. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Don't forget to share it around, subscribe, and check the bell, and do all that stuff. Bye-bye.